Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another impromptu Vobes show. It's Friday, the 8th of November, and I thought it would just be a bit fun to come and do a Vobes show tonight on a night when you're probably bored, you've got nothing to do, and actually I'm home alone. Not quite home alone. My kids are in the house, but they're all going out. They're going out partying, and they're leaving the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi on his own. So it's just me, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully the lovely you lot out there. So thank you very much for joining me on this interesting night. Now, who have we got out there? We've got Peter May, we've got Joe Merchant, there's Laura Riddle, Linda Kane, the lovely Julia, there's Kevin Rambles. We also have Linda Kane, don't know if I mentioned that, I may have already mentioned that, and Mark Selwood, just coming to say hello. I'm at work. I've used up all my mobile data. Have a great show. Thank you, Mark. Very kind. It's just an impromptu show. I thought I'd just do something for the fun of it. Why not? I still have a cold, ladies and gentlemen, which is a bit of a blow, but it is going. It is going, and with your help, I'm sure it'll be completely and utterly gone, which will be nice. What have we got here? Lady in the Shed, Vicky, is there. Thought it wasn't working for a minute. I know. So did I. So did I, ladies and gentlemen. It was sort of on freeze frame. But that's all right. That's because I was getting myself ready. It's a little bit chilly in here. I've got my jacket on. I've got a T-shirt on. It's warmer outside in the kitchen where the Essie is blazing away. And on the kitchen, on the Essie, I have, ladies and gentlemen, a lovely coffee pot. At the moment, I haven't worked out how I can show pictures back on the new OBS operating system. I haven't had the time to work it out. But this is what's going on in my kitchen at the moment. That is a vintage 1950s Pyrex American coffee pot sent over by one of our lovely contributors, Jeff Kellison, who is such a generous bloke, I can tell you. Not only that, he has also sent with it this, which is called Chock Full of Nuts, 100% Colombian coffee. The curious thing about this is it was broken into by the British Customs when they were just looking to see if the Vobes was getting drugs. And they discovered that it was a glass Pyrex coffee maker, which I cannot put on my induction hob because it doesn't work, of course. There's no induction going through. It can only go on the Essie, and it's out there at the moment. Now, I'm going to have to go and whiz out in a second to see if I can get the coffee pot. But don't panic, because we have the behind-the-scenes webcam, so you can see what is going on. Where is it? I've forgotten where I put it. Oh, it's over there. The behind-the-scenes webcam. Each show, we will put the webcam in a different place around the studio so you can get to see what's going on. Linda Kane says, thanks for the double mention, no problem. Nikki Jess is there, hello to you. Richard Suggett says, yay, a Friday show. Can't stay for long. A pub is calling. I don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you at all. Joe Merchant says, wow, hi, Nikki. Hello, everyone's saying hello, which is very nice. No idea what I'm going to do really in tonight's show. Just thought I'd fancy doing a show, and I thought I'd have a chat to you. Maybe we can have some laughs together, which would be great. Got the coffee on. As I say, I may go out there in a second, take another picture and show you the progress. So I may just have to shout from the other room. You can hear I've got this bit of a cold going in. But for those of you who've just joined, on my Essie is this. It's a vintage 1940s, 50s American Pyrex coffee maker. Now, the weird thing about it is inside it has a glass stamen, if I can use that word, and it percolates the coffee. You put the coffee in a little pot at the top. The water heats up. The steam goes into the top. It drops down as fresh water, hot water, through the coffee, and then back down, and the bubbles and the steam is going through this glass tube, which is the sort of stamen, and it sort of goes up and then back down on itself. It's quite clever, but it's out there. You have to do it for. I'm going to have to move it, just check on it. Unfortunately, the Essie was on lockdown mode. It was a bit sort of cool, and when I decided to do the show, I thought, oh golly, I've got to go and shove some wood on it. So there we go. You need a buffer, Richard. Oh, a butler. Beg your pardon. Can't read. I do need a butler, Joe. Are you interested in dressing up, becoming the butler on the show, Joe the butler? That would be a good way to go. That would be fantastic. Lady in the Shed says, brandy in your coffee, Richard. That will shift you cold. That would be good. I would want any cold remedies would be nice. To go with the coffee, tonight I have here Rocky Road, sent in by Jeff some time ago, and I've kept a few back because they're quite sweet, so you can't eat them all at once. This one is Sea Salt Rocky Road. It's an American thing. Handmade marshmallow coated with dark chocolate, topped with sea salt and cashews. So I'm going to cash in on that. This is my dinner tonight. Not the most healthiest dinners, but to be fair, I've had some leftover chili con carne. Linda Kane says, we want an update on the car. What is the car situation? Got an update for you on that in today's show. No problem about that. Yes, says Joe Merchant. He wants to be the butler. Mr. Harville says, I need to send you some locally fresh roasted coffee. Send me an email, richard@vobes.com. I'll send you my address. Please send that in. We'll try it out on the show. That would be absolutely fantastic. Andy Dowgley says, lovely to see so many tuned in, despite the fact there's no broadcast. That's right. Well, the thing is, Andy, what happens is, when it's not a Wednesday at 8 o'clock, these lovely people, they're just sitting around like this, going, when is the next Vobe show? 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 And then suddenly, oh my God, there's a Vobe show. Yay, life is worth living. The bald bloke with glasses and the one dodgy eye is there in front of our faces for another hour to cheer us up on a cold winter's evening. And the truth is, there's going to be more Vobe shows. There's going to be a whole load of new stuff happening with the Vobe show. That's the thing. We are going to revamp the studio here. At the moment, it's a bit of a, it's like everything that people have sent in, but it's a bit of a mishmash and it's a bit of a mess. I want to get some interesting furniture at the back here. I want to move the studio that way a bit so there's more space. Obviously, I need space now for the new butler to be standing in the back on hand any time that I require a filling up of coffee. Which will be great. Let's just have a quick look at the webcam there. As you can see, the studio itself is a bit gash. You're getting the lights and all the action and everything else, but I want to sort of improve it. It's only a tiny little room, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a tiny little room. What are they talking about? It's still buggered, Linda, but they did George's for free, says Robert Croser, talking about my car. I'm going to give you an update on the car very shortly, so don't panic. I've got to leave the room and check the coffee first of all, but I will be back. Now, I've got no music. There's things that I want to get going here. I would like to have played a video in whilst you're waiting. So all I can do is give you the webcam behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, as I leave the room, you can check that nothing goes awry. You can talk amongst yourselves. I'm only going to be a couple of seconds. Run into the kitchen and double check to see if the coffee is ready to bring in. So bear with me as I leave the studio now. Here he goes, out into the great dark yonder. Marching back, bad news. The Essie is not up to speed. The Essie is letting me down. This should only take a few minutes, but the Essie is a bit cold at the moment. You can't hurry an Essie. You can try. So it's going to be a while before I get back to the coffee, and I won't be able to open up the Rocky Road quite yet, which is a shame. So, what about the car, I know you're asking? What about the car? What is the situation? For those that don't know, maybe I should just paint the picture. First of all, for those that don't know the situation, which would be good. Julia, the lovely Julia says, it's a shame you can't have a webcam in the kitchen. Need to get that's what I want, a longer cable to do that. I need a long USB cable, I think, and then I could do that. If anyone knows, well, I have to look on Amazon. I was going to say, get a nice long. I want about 30 foot. Can you get a 30-foot USB cable? That's what I want. I want a camera in the kitchen, and I could cut to that. That's the sort of thing I want to do on the show. I want to make these improvements. Robert Croser is saying, turn that frown upside down, Nikki. That's a good idea. Elijah says, hello, Elijah. How are you this evening? Are you watching on the very big telly? That would be great. That would be rather dominating, wouldn't it? They've got a very big telly. By the way, talking of big tellies, my lovely daughter Georgie, who's back from New Zealand, has been storing a television that she used to have, which was a giant telly, and she's getting shot of it, and I thought I might buy it off her and have in the studio. Now, you may remember some months ago, I was offered a big telly and had a great big telly, a huge, great big thing that was given to me, but unfortunately it didn't work because there was one component that was missing, and that was the magic brain. And the lovely Kevin Hall and I had to carry this incredible television down to the dump. We don't want a repeat of that, ladies and gentlemen. We certainly don't want a repeat of that. I want a nice television in here. I want to get, the other thing I want to get is what do they call it? A neon sign. A neon sign saying Vobe Show that hangs at the back there in the studio. That's what I want. I want to get some better creative lighting in here to make this night, with a few practical lights at the back, which is nice. Perhaps a neon sign. We've got this lovely clock here, if I move my arm, that says welcome to the Vobe Show. We've got that. Need that in a more prominent place. There's so many, I want to really improve the look and feel of the Vobe Show. It's all going to take time, but over the winter, that's a good time to do it and do more shows in the early evenings, because I can't get out and film, you see, so I may as well keep you entertained one way or another. So there we go. And what would you wear? Oh, what would you wear? That's they're talking to Joe. Kevin's Rambles. Can someone pour me the wine? It's in my fridge. Good old Kevin. Mr. Great Plum says you could get a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi webcam. That's an idea. Don't know if anybody knows anything about that, but a Wi-Fi-able webcam, that could work, couldn't it? If that doesn't take up too much of the bandwidth, that would be a great thing. Joe says a pinny. Yes, that would be nice, a pinny. But I want you smart. I want you in tail. I want a butler in tailcoats. I don't want any of this sort of slightly, downgraded nonsense. A man in a pinny would look stupid. I'm watching you on my TV, says Laura Riddle. That's it. International fame and stardom has come already, and I'm absolutely thrilled. I wish the money was coming in that goes with it. Robert Croser's drinking Merlot, just on his tab, says Elijah. Just on the tab. Oh, sorry about that, mate. But it's lovely of you to tune in to see the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi. Robert Croser says, has a jockey shorts. Is it jockey shorts? No, I want nice stripy trousers for my butler, which would be good. The lady in the shed here is saying, sounds like your list of Christmas presents. Yes. So I want a couple of freestanding bookshelves over here so I can put books and ornaments and the things that the lovely audience send in. Big television, a neon sign, and some other, a few plants, some nice interesting lights. In fact, the lovely Georgie also has got a couple of nice interesting lights which will add to the atmosphere. I want this a nice cosy sort of feel. That's what I'm after. A red neon sign hanging in your front window, says Kevin. No, not in the front window, you fool. You nana, not that sort of thing. Is this all that's on tonight, says Mark English. Is this all that's on tonight? Yes, I'm so soggy. This is all that's on. I'm afraid the football or the rugby or whatever it was that was playing with the what are they called? The All Blacks and whoever else was again. That's all done. I don't know who won, but apparently it's no longer happening. That's all finished. So yeah, red neon says seedy. Yeah, I don't want red anyway. I want a purple one. I want a purple, like in handwriting. The Vobe Show on black. I want that on black. The thing is, I could actually just have that on the television. I could just get, a graphic on the television that is behind me. It's a big telly. It's just out there. I don't know if it works. It's been sitting in Georgie's car for a year, so it may not work, but that's it. Peter May says, do you need any help for the next 2 weeks, Vobes, in any way? I'm very close and available. Click of a finger for you. Always need some help. Might have to get you to come out and do some filming with me. How about that? I need someone to press a button from time to time or carry all the equipment. I tell you, it does all this filming equipment. You've got heavy tripods. You've got these big clockwork film cameras. You've got the canisters of film, of course. You've got these amazing Arctic lights, these arc lights that spark. I need a Gurkha. That's what I need. A Gurkha to carry all these things up the top of the downs and rig it all up and then make it look like it's just on digital format. That's what we're after. So if you can do that, that would be you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din. Oh, by the way, in case you don't know who you're talking to, bing! It's me, Richard Vobes, your host. I just put that up there because basically because I can. Yeah, it's all thanks to this marvellous equipment, the new equipment. We're slowly getting there. We're going to have much more fun, thrills and spills on the show. Believe you me. Car. Want to talk about the car and get that out the way. It'll be in the Naked Englishman tomorrow. Those of you who are supporters of the Vobes, patron of Vobes, as I call it, that supports the Vobes show, and the Bald Explorer helps me to put petrol in the car, get out and about and all that kind of stuff. You get this podcast that I do every day called The Naked Englishman. It's about 10, 15 minutes, depending on, where I have a good old moan about life, the universe and everything. Conclude that it's not 42, but actually 43.1, recurring. And it's very interesting to me. Probably very boring to the people who receive it, but that's the way it goes. That is the cookie crumbling in real time, ladies and gentlemen. That is the unearthing of one man's life. But sometimes there are interesting moments. Now, you'll be pleased to know, I had a problem with I don't know whether you'll be pleased to know about this, but I had a problem with my car, ladies and gentlemen. And I had to have that fixed. It's something called anti-pollution. And then I had the lovely Emily Champion send me a wonderful email warning me that it's going to cost an absolute fortune because she had the similar sort of thing and the garage was going to muck it up and this, that and the other. And it was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But they fixed it. I took it to the garage and they fixed it. It was no problem. They fixed it. They just said, look, the rocker cap has broken. We've replaced it. Oil has come out. It's gone all over your spark plugs. We've replaced all of those. We've cleaned it all up. It's now working perfectly. And to be honest with you, that side of it is. It's just that then, as soon as I got it home, it's only 30, well, not even a minute, 30-second drive from my house. And the fan, you know, when you go out for a journey and the engine gets hot, there's a fan that cools the engine down. That came on after 30 seconds and it wouldn't go off. And I took it back. I said, hey, this fan, it won't go off. They said, ooh, that's a coincidence. Must be a different problem altogether. Nothing to do with what we've been doing. And I said, well, that seems a bit odd, doesn't it? You've been fiddling about in there. Maybe you've just knocked something. And they said, no, nothing to do with it. They were very cagey about it at first. And then they mucked about and said, oh, we fixed it now. And I drove home, only to find the bloody thing was still whirring on and wouldn't go off. I took it back and they had another fiddle around with it. And then they said, I think it was just having a dodgy 5 minutes. So I took the car home again, switched off the engine, vroom, up goes the fan. And this was now beyond a joke. So I took it back and I threw the key on the desk and I said, hey, look, you know, this is beyond a joke now, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bit of a disturbing thing. What is going on? They're scratching their chins. They said, can we keep the car overnight? I said, yes, you can. They had it all day yesterday. Apparently they did various diagnostics and they said, look, we keep looking at it and we keep trying to do something with it, but there doesn't seem to be a fault except that the fan does come on. We don't understand. Can we have it for another night? So I said, what are you doing? Making love to it? Are you sticking things you shouldn't stick up the exhaust pipe? What is actually happening out there, I thought. Then this morning, about lunchtime actually, they rang up and they said, we fixed it. And I said, oh, great. What was the problem? They said, yeah, when we did the first job, we didn't quite seal the rocker cap down a bit and there was a fault which meant that air was getting in and it was saying that it was overheating when it wasn't actually overheating. Just a tiny little air gap was telling the sensor to put the fan on. So we've stripped it all down again, we put it all back together again, now it all works and there's no leakage. So basically the upshot was if they didn't do a crap job to begin with, we wouldn't have a problem. That said, I'm not mentioning their names in this because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. They're very nice people. They are actually. I've been taking my car to them for years and I really, really like them. They're very friendly. They are upfront. They admitted it was their problem. They made a mistake. They said, we hold our hands up. We're really, really sorry. I said, it's fine. I didn't need the car. It's been fun. I've had a good rant on my show. It's really good. You know, they give good value. They've been really friendly and actually they're such a lovely bunch of people. I can't really fault them. We all make mistakes and luckily they sorted it out. So, you know, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy about it. Lady in the Shed says eBay's getting expensive. Is it? That's interesting. Joe Merchant says, Richard, you could visit your locals, do a show from locals location. Just an idea. Well, we did go to Emily Champion's house at one time and did a show there. CEX have one where I live, says Lady in the Shed. Not quite sure what CEX is. HW100, what car have you got? It is a Peugeot 207. An estate version. It's a bit clapped out now. I'm going to run it to the end of the winter. Then I'm aiming to change it for a camp-in van. A camp-in van. Not a camper van. A camp-in van. It's a new thing, ladies and gentlemen. A new thing. A camp-in van. A van you camp in. It's not one that's decked out, that's all going to be funky with all this stuff. I don't want that because I want the van part of it as well. But I want to be able to get a Z bed in the back. I want to be able to have the kitchen sink that I can pull out and do my washing up. I want to have a portable... I've seen these wonderful portable log-burning stoves. I've started to see... They're portable things. You get them all going. You fill them up with logs. I want a portable log-burning stove that's like a miniature Essie that I can pull out and camp somewhere in the great outdoors rather than have it all contained in there. You know, I think it's going to be great. Nigel Sadler says, I sent you an email that sort of suggested that earlier today. You did, and I didn't have a chance to email you because I've been out filming and what have you. Then I was doing the show and all of that. But yeah, basically, you're quite right. Thank you for the email, by the way. Saves me having to reply now. Peter May says, I know the car place you mean, right by the bridge. Yeah, absolutely. They are nice people. It was just, you know, one of those things. It was good fun for me to have a bit of rant about it, but I knew they'd sort it out. They'd come round. Laura Riddle, second-hand computer bits and phone shop, CEX. I see. Now, I've just got to go and double-check where back in here. Got to go out to the other room. So just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I need that coffee. Need that coffee. Where is it? Absolutely bugger all is happening. Absolutely nothing. I should have done it earlier, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to show off this rather amazing thing. And how far are we into the show? I've no idea. I can't see the time. 25 minutes in. There we go. Probably be ready by 10 o'clock. The Essie has obviously cooled itself down. And the hot plate, which is supposed to be hot, it's just not hot. We're not getting the oomph. And I don't have any other means of heating it up. I can't put it in the microwave. I suppose I should have put boiling water in to begin with. Nigel Sadler says, camera exchange is what CEX stands for. In the old days, but now mostly second-hand mobile phones, computer bits, cameras, DVDs, game software, often a great place for a bargain. Are they nationwide? Is it just one shop? Is it? Is this the place that Mr. Suggett goes in? That would be interesting to know. He always gets bargains when he goes in there. If it's the same place, he goes in and he comes out with a whole bunch of stuff that I never see being used. But there we are. He does buy it. It keeps everybody happy. Kevin Ramble says, hooray, he's gone. Ha ha, he's back. Have no fear. Not sure about those jeans, says Robert Crose. Have you been buying jeans at CEX? You're not sure about them? Get them double-checked immediately. See what you think about those. Linda Kane says, quick, let's talk about him. I'm not sure who the him is that you're talking about. Lady in the Shed says, just put the kettle on. Do you know, I may end up resorting to that. Jeff sent in this rather lovely Pyrex 1950s vintage coffee maker. You can see why it's vintage. It clearly doesn't work. He sent one in. And it came from America, and it came in, and it was busted. It was made of glass, you see. It broke. And I said, oh, I'm really, really sorry, Jeff, but it's broken in transit. And he said, oh, no, that's no good. So he said, don't worry, I'll send another one. I said, oh, but won't the same thing happen? And he did, to be fair to him, bless him. He sent not only a coffee pot, but he also sent a glass teapot. Yes, across from America. Well, guess what? Teapot shattered, but the coffee pot is all intact, and it does work because I have actually made coffee with it before, and very nice it was too. It was when the Essie was very hot. It's on cooldown. It takes a bit of a while. See, if you don't judge these things right, I know I like selling the essay and saying how marvellous it is, but at the moment, of course, it's let me down now. It always does that on a live show, ladies and gentlemen. On a live show, just in case you don't know who you're listening to. There's one version of Richard Vobes. There's the Vobes microphone there. And of course, this is the Vobes show, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have too much Vobes, can you? Yes, we have a branch up here of CEX. Oh, okay, they are a chain. Your nearest one in Montague Street. I bought my current mobile phone there. I do need to upgrade my mobile phone, to be fair. I don't know why people say that. To be fair, it's not like they're going to be unfair the rest of the time. It's a silly expression, isn't it? I forget what this is. It's something like an A6. It's a Samsung A6. Goes back, I don't know, to 2001 probably. Oh, I've had a text. Hang on a minute. Let's see what that is. No, nothing terribly exciting. Just tells me I'm live. We can accept a call. Those who know my number are very welcome to phone in, by the way. If you wish to call in and make a contribution to the show, I can hold the phone to there. But I have got a caller phone-in gadget. You can ring in. I can patch it into the studio. Not yet. It's not rigged up. We'd only hear the voice. But that is another option. I could give out that telephone number for the show. Peter May says, Richard, I do have time to pop my cod cakes in the oven. I don't want to leave the TV screen and miss out. Well, I wonder what cod cakes are. If you've got time, you could bring the cod cakes round. Kevin Ramble says, I didn't mean it, Richard. We love you. Really? Oh, yeah. Like the sound of a fireside Sussex stories, says Lady in the Shed. We'll have to find some more of those Sussex stories from that rather remarkable book, wherever it is. I seem to have mislaid it at the moment, been moving books around. Stories from Old Sussex by Philip Mercer, but I thought it was up there. I'm not quite sure where it is. Anyway, I'll find it later on. Jeff says, you'll never convince me that wasn't somebody in cushion saying, no Yank is ever going to send me a teapot in Britain. Yes, Jeff, you did. And we had a smashing time putting the pieces in the bin. Hey-ho. But that was it was great fun. The fact that customs, I think it was customs. Oh, yes, that's right, customs. That's right. So I said cushion, didn't I? I misread it, which makes it even more fun, apparently. Yeah, somebody in customs said, we're not having a Yank send the teapot, and smashed it. Coffee pot? Fine. So there we go. Julia's on soup tonight. Are you on soup tonight, Julia? Claire Leach is out there. Hello, Claire. Lovely to see you. Elijah, anytime you ask Elijah, lovely chap, lovely young lad, anytime, and you say, how are you, Elijah? He's always good. He's always, never naughty, he's always good, which is great. That's how you want your kids, always good. Which is, I wish my coffee was here. I've got a coffee cup all ready for it. That's not good, but it is on the Essie. Oh, maybe I should have lit the Essie first. I'm just thinking. Wonder if I did actually light the Essie. I may have to nip out there. I'm going to try these Rocky Road things now because I haven't tried this one before. So we're opening this live on the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening live on the show. I like to sort of point that out. None of this is pre-recorded. I think if YouTube knew what was going up, then they would probably have crashed the show ages ago. These are this is homemade, apparently. Homemade marshmallow, made from the marshes of the mellow flower. None of that artificial stuff, with dark chocolate and something to do with cashew nuts or something on there. Got to give it a taste. Actually, the one I tasted before, I had been quietly munching them on the side, had a whole load of them. Some of them were a bit too sweet for me. But this one with the dark chocolate, actually, I can tell you, it's actually quite pleasant. Oh, getting the sea salt coming through now. That's strange, isn't it? Whoever thought of putting salt with chocolate? We see that, don't we? Salted caramel, people like. Not quite sure about that. Nigel Sadler says, can you break it into 31 pieces? Why 31? Is that something I said? Go for it, Kevin. Ring, says Joe Merchant. Yes, let's get Kevin on the show. I'm just having a cheeky Prosecco, says Claire Leach. Well, very nice too. I've got a cheeky glass of water here. Keeps me fit and fruity. I do have some lovely beer on the show sent in. I think 2 lots of them, both sent in by Elaine Brazier. One on the show when we did the What's in the Box on the Spitfire show, and one Nelson's Ale, very nice ale. I've had that before. I must break into those and drink them. If the coffee doesn't arrive, I'm tempted to break open a beer tonight and have a beer live on the show. Why not? We could do that. Lady in there says, chili good with coffee. Is it? Chili's good, yes, with coffee. A current member of viewers, Nigel, 31. Oh, 31. Thank you very much. It's an unprompted show. No, it's an impromptu show. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Julia and I have to say a big thank you to Julia. She has saved my bacon, ladies and gentlemen. She's saved my bacon. We've got Kevin Hall just ringing. Just hold there a second, Kevin. The lovely Julia has saved my bacon. My bacon was sitting on the floor. I don't know what it was doing down there. And she says, I will run and save it from the cat. And she wrestled. I haven't got a cat, actually, so I don't know what she was doing. She just put it in the fridge for... No. She saved my bacon. She did the driving today. Drove me to Preston Park. Tomorrow we go, Julia and I, in search of the Preston Twins. If you don't know what the Preston Twins are, you'll have to wait for tomorrow on the Bald Explorer show. Let's see who's on the line. Ringing in on the Vobes show. There must be somebody there. Hello to you, sir. Oh, don't hang too long. Hang on, I've got the volume up now. There we go. How are you, Kevin Hall?
Oh, I'm all right, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you very much for ringing in on the show. It's very nice to hear your dulcet tone.
It was suggested by Joe Merchant I'd give a ring, and then you said about it, so I thought I'd better do that.
Well, that's excellent. So what have you been up to recently? Have you been out filming, walking, wallpapering, painting ceilings?
I'm decorating 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, and hall-stairs and landing in a house in Redford.
In where?
Redford.
Where the hell is Red? Where's Redford?
It's not far from Milan.
Not far from Milan. That's a nice country, isn't it? Redford is Milan. Isn't that in Italy or somewhere?
Yes. This is an M-I-L-L-A-N-D. Milan.
Oh right. Now I just want you to cover for me. I'm going to go and check the coffee. So I would like you to tell me a little bit of history of Redford.
A little bit of history about Redford. Redford is very small. It's a little hamlet in West Sussex, and it's got a garage. It's got a village hall, and it's very close to lots of public footpaths, which while their way all the way around. And there's a place called Alder Hill, which anybody from around this way will know. Alder Hill is a fantastic place for getting sunset photographs. So if anybody's around this way on a sunset, that's the place to go. Been there a couple of times myself, and it's brilliant. The walks are lovely this time of year because it's got the autumn leaves, and there's all different types of trees. There's oak trees, there's beech, there's lots of holly up through there with lots of berries. So yes, it's very good.
Very good. It sounds absolutely lovely. It sounds lovely. News from the...
Why don't you put your feet up?
Yeah, do you know, I'm very much inclined to do that. News from the kitchen. Can everybody hear Kevin, by the way? It says, Kevin, can you read out some of the comments?
Yes, this is surreal. Daniel says, very good, Richard.
The coffee is very nearly ready, so I'm going to nip out again and bring it in. That's the news on that. Sounds very nice at Redford. Is it near a river?
No, nowhere near a river.
So there's no ford. There's no ford where you go across a stream or anything.
No, nothing at all. There is supposed to be a house there somewhere that's supposed to be haunted.
Oh.
But I've never been there. And I wouldn't want to go there. So.
No, I'm not at all surprised.
No.
I'm waiting for him to fall off the chair, says Laura. So can you read a few of the comments? I'm going to go and have another check on the coffee.
Okay. Nigel Sadler says no. Linda Kane says just. Laura Riddle, I'm waiting for him to fall off the chair. He's just done that one. Elijah, ha ha. Deeper Bricks, yes. Joe Merchant, yes. Lady in the Shed, we are all nodding off. I'm sorry, Lady in the Shed. Perhaps we're just too boring. Turn the phone upside down. the speaker is on the bottom, not the top. Laura Riddle says yes. Peter May says, hi, Kevin, mate. Hi, how you doing, Peter? The next BBW. Meant when's the next barbecue? Oh, that's a good point. I think Emily Champion suggested that she would do one at her place when they did the live show from here. Andy Frierson, you two work well together, very funny. Well, we do our best, Andy. Richard is hard work sometimes.
Wait a minute, I am back now, you know. I am here, you know, I am here, I'm listening. Oh dear, now I've got the coffee here. Here it is, steaming away. Look at that. This is, can you see that steam? I don't know if you can see the steam, but it is.
Hello, Kev.
Hello, Kev.
Hello, Steve.
So I'm going to pour this out. Into here. This is genuine American coffee. And it's being poured into a genuine English mug.
Oh, I can't see that yet.
And drunk by a genuine English mug. So that's a big thanks to Jeff who sent that in. This is the show coffee. Anybody who comes on the show, I'll show them the coffee. And then I'll drink it. They can have a nice glass of water. We've got plenty of that here.
That's thick enough to tarmac a road with.
Yes, I think it is. I think it's lovely. Just have Kevin on all the time, says the lady in the shed. Richard, have Kevin do a show for you. You've done a show, haven't you, Kevin?
Have I?
Haven't you?
Haven't I?
You've done a live show here with me.
Oh, yes, I've done a live show with you there, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great fun.
It's a shame I can't put, a little caption up, Kevin on the phone, but I can't do that.
No, don't do that. It's probably too many people. They'll run away.
That's very true. Well, thank you very much for helping me out there and covering for me.
You're very welcome, sir.
And
next time we meet up, we've got to talk about these trips.
Yes, we've got to get these trips. Going to Wales?
Yes, go to Wales, and we've got to get a new song as well.
A new song?
Well, we've got Papplewick Pumping Station.
Papplewick Pumping Station. Pump, 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 pump.
We've now got to get one sorted out for Claverton Pumping Station. Because we're going to Claverton Pumping Station.
Clavington Pumping Station. Clavington Pumping Station. Wait a minute, they're more in that sort of country, aren't they?
Yes, if you remember, when Julia and yourself were away on the canal boat...
Oh, I remember.
In the last video,
yes,
you showed a photograph of Claverton Pumping Station.
That's right.
And you said, Kevin Hall, you've got to get me into the pumping station.
I did, I remember saying that.
Yeah, well, I've arranged it all. All we've got to give them is 4 to 6 weeks' notice.
46 quid?
Yes. They're very happy for you to go.
Marv.
And once the video goes live, they're going to link it to their website, and they will hopefully get, as they said, hopefully you'll get more people to subscribe to watch you.
You never know our luck. Well, that's very kind of you. So we'll have to get the sort of Claverton Pumping Station. Claverton Pumping Station. You pump, 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 pumpity pump.
Does that mean if we keep pumping, the canal would empty?
Yeah, of course. It takes all the water out of the canal, puts it into a vintage 1950s Pyrex thing, and you boil it up on an old Essie from 1853, and there you are. You've got a nice, lovely cup of coffee, which I'm going to enjoy now. Kevin, it's been a joy to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem, Richard. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I will indeed. What a lovely bloke. There we are.
Speak to you soon.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
As even waving to him as he left. There we are. How's about that? Now, I don't know if that works. Can you hear him all right? Did you hear that? Okay. I just rested him as you saw on there, which was rather great. So I've got chock full of nuts and a nuts full of chock, apparently, here in this bar of chocolate, which is nice. Time to taste the coffee. It's a moment in the show where I taste a little bit of coffee. In the past, I used to manage to play music and stuff, which I want to manage to get that situation going in the show so that we can make this a bit more mellow. I think a Friday night show, Friday night solo show, Wednesday night with the lovely Julia, and maybe a Monday show with perhaps an unusual guest or topic or something. Try and get up to 3 shows like we did before, just to sort of give me, no time to myself. That's really what it's all about. Otherwise, I'll end up thinking about how life is just so great, and we don't want to be doing that. Right, I'm going to try some of this lovely American coffee. Lady in the... Oh, hello. We got another phone call coming in live to the show. I'm rather hoping that this is Have You Had an Accident? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Richard.
Yes, hello to you. Who's that?
It's Dave Ford. How are you?
It's Dave Ford. Yes, how lovely to... Hang on a minute, Dave Ford. I just need to get my box of... my leaning box of whatever you call it, coffee, so I can perch you against the microphone.
Is this the Richard Vobes phone-in show?
Yes, it is. It's the Richard Vobes phone-in show, and...
Thank goodness for that. It's not Tony Blackburn. I want to get that absolutely right.
Well, I have juggled razor-sharp knives, this is absolutely true, over Tony Blackburn in the past at the Capital Radio Tower in Leicester Square. Oh, many moons ago, I did juggle him over them, and he did survive. Even though...
No, he's ringing up because following Kevin's call, Redford. I used to drive through Redford every day on the way to work.
Did you really?
I did. Lovely place.
So what is it? What would you recommend is the one thing that Redford you should go and look at?
Oh, the petrol station.
Oh, is it cheap?
You can't miss it. It's the highlight of the trip through. There's only one road in and one road out of Redford, but it's a very pretty area. I know exactly where he was talking about, but yeah.
Now, for those that don't know Dave has got a rival YouTube channel going on.
So there's the latest videos out this evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Lyndhurst. Please comment, like and subscribe.
Get the plug in, that's it. You have a canine star whose name is...
And he's down by me. He's literally about, a couple of yards from me, fast asleep.
Young Logan.
Logan the Whippet. Well done, yeah, well remembered.
Well, I didn't want to say Woody, God rest his soul.
Woody's in the great kennel in the sky, I'm afraid.
Is he? Yeah.
He was the first Whippet to appear on... I think he appeared before Echo. He's one of the first Whippets to appear on the Bold Explorer video series.
Yes, I think that there will be a golden plaque one day somewhere in Grapham where we were.
Right, yes.
That Woody was here.
But looking forward to having you over this neck of the woods sometime next year. Sometime I think you're due to come over for a bit of exploration and Battle of Britain. I think it's going to be the theme, isn't it?
That is exactly it. We'll wait for the warmer weather and the slightly longer days.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good. So, what is your channel called? Just so everyone can go and look it up.
If you type in New Forest or Dave's Countryside Walks,
Dave's Countryside Walks.
It's basically me and Logan going out for a walk in the forest, and we come across interesting things, and a bit of fun. But of course, I got the idea, and I was really following in your footsteps. And I must, not being cheeky, but I would say you've been very helpful in some of the advice that you've given me with all the editing software and what have you. So I must thank you for that.
That's all right. £20 notes are always useful.
Anyway, I won't hog your channel. I shall let you get on, but and I shall get back to this fine. I've got half a bottle of ruby port left from Portugal. It says on the side here.
Yeah, when
I shall let you get on.
All right then, Dave. Thank you very much.
All the viewers.
Take care. It's lovely to talk to you.
Bye-bye.
What a lovely fella. There we are, Dave Ford there, finishing off his Portuguese ruby port, which he thinks that's what it says on there. By the time he's finished the port, of course, he won't know or won't even care what's on the side of it. Nigel Sadler says, turn the phone upside down. The speaker is at the bottom, not the top. Is that so? Thank you very much. Bit late now. Nigel Sadler, you better ring in and tell me that. Texting in. Yes, sorry about that. So I need to find a better way, a better solution than just holding the phone. But that was a good tip. Thank you very much. Turn the phone upside down. Oh dear, it's so exciting, isn't it? It is so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what else it says. Linda Kane says, listen to your advisors. I don't know what that is. Flip the phone. Oh, I didn't read that. Richard, would be better if you turn your phone upside down. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Joe. Who is next to ring? Julia can ring. Flip the phone, says Elijah. Everyone's getting frustrated. So busy having this marvellous conversation with Dave Ford there that obviously you didn't hear one iota of because I didn't have the phone the right way round. A 3.5 jack works well into the desk. Oh, what? Out of the end of the phone? How would I hear him? No, yes. What? I'll have to try that. I will try it. It's an experiment, ladies and gentlemen. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter, does it? Out of the external speaker. Yes, that's true. I need a little tiny speaker that monitors what goes on in the studio. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in the show. Let's have a look at the time now. It's 8:48, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that this has been a great success. The coffee is delicious. It's in my hand and I'm sipping it slowly. I'll let the coffee talk to the microphone. There we go. Whilst I just cut to the other camera, mainly because it's fun doing that. More Vobe shows. Oh, yes. Here's another thing, another little problem that I've got, ladies and gentlemen. I need solved. The server, the PC server that I host the... I used to host the Vobe show on when it was a podcast, but I host the Naked Englishman on it. And also... I have the website, the Vobe Show website, the Bald Explorer website. The lovely Jeff Mahoney, whose server I've managed to hijack for 14 years, has come to the end. At the end of this year, it's being switched off. Lovely Jeff is in retirement now. He doesn't need it. He's turning it all off. And he said, Vobes, you've got to find somebody else, some other sucker who will let you put your show on there for free for the next 14 years. So if anyone's got a server and they've got a bit of space on it, then that would be great. Otherwise, I've got to actually go out and part with money, something I'm not very good at, ladies and gentlemen. Did you flip the phone? Yes, I flipped it now. Hang on a minute. I haven't quite... Hang on. Let's see if we can flip the phone live. Remember, this is live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's Mark Selwood. I've just... Flipping the phone. Here we go. Let's see if Mark is there. I've got to flip the phone upside down. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Try it that way.
How are you, Richard?
Oh, there's the speaker is at the top.
Speaker's at the top.
The speaker is at the top. I thought the speaker had resigned. We've got a new speaker now. Let's try that.
We've got a new... How are you?
I am all right. How are you?
Stressed at work at the moment.
Oh no! Stressed at work. Why? What is so stressful?
People coming in annoying me and...
How dare they?
Breaking down and...
Breaking down?
Yeah.
What?
Cars crashing in the car park and...
What, you mean cars are crashing and the people come to you and they break down in tears and go, what am I going to do? Oh, it's the end of the world!
What's my fault?
Is it they've got the Vobe show going on their dashboard? Is that what they're doing? They're looking at that and crashing into other cars, laughing hysterically at the very bad jokes that I try and tell?
I think you're right there. Are you having a good show?
I'm having a lovely impromptu show. The good thing about an impromptu show is there's no pressure because it just, I just felt like doing it. There's no expectation and everyone's having a laugh.
That's you and the audience.
Yes, me and the audience.
Are they having a good time? Kevin, are you having a good time?
No, they're all as miserable as sin, every last one of them, which is why I've asked you to call in at great expense. How much do I owe you again?
50 quid.
50 quid? Oh.
50 quid. Pay me later.
Yeah, I'll pay you much later. When can I come back down to Cornwall?
Whenever you want.
And make you take a week off work at no pay and take me around so I can bully you again in front of the camera.
You can come down whenever you want. I've been meaning to try to come up.
Yeah.
But it's got so much going on at work at the moment.
Oh dear.
And I'm going up to seeing Nikki as well. I'm going up a lot to try and sort things out with Nikki's house.
Oh, are you still seeing Nikki?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going up tomorrow.
Are you? Oh, give her my regards.
Well, I'm going straight up there after work tomorrow morning.
How long does that take you?
That takes me 6 hours, and I've got to change at Exeter tomorrow morning.
Oh, what are you gonna change into? Out of your pajamas, obviously, into something, a nice suit or something?
Here, I've got a customer. Bear with me just 1 sec.
Righto. Okay, no problem. So there we are. That's
Don't go yet.
No. You go and sort your customer out. We'll wait here with bated breasts.
Hello, can I help? Hello? Hello, can I help? No,
They've got. Just remind people what you do for a living.
I'm a parking host.
He is a host. That sounds nice. So people come up to the counter and they say, "Oh, excuse me, I wonder if you've got 50p for the machine. I can't. I've lost my ticket. Where do I park? Is it possible to get out? You see, my mother's dying and it's unfair." Do you get all of that?
I've had all of them this evening.
You've had them all. You've had all the moans and... So now they're coming up going, excuse me, hello. And then you're on the phone and there's like, when you get off the phone, it's like they've gone.
No, yeah.
They've gone straight to your boss, no doubt.
I better let you go.
Yes, you mustn't get caught.
I mustn't get caught. So I'm standing far back from the CCTV at the moment.
Don't worry, we got you on CCTV here, you know.
No, you have.
Take care, Mark. Lovely to talk to you.
See you later, everybody. Bye, Richard. Bye.
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 There we are. Now, I don't know what you were on about flipping the phone. The speaker is here. I can hear it coming out there. So you heard that all right. There was a bit of bad advice coming on there. Jeff says, I pull over when there is dancing gummy bears. Oh, good. I thought Cornwall had a very laid-back people living. Yeah, it's probably not the Cornish there. It's probably all the tourists who are trying to park at the hospital. Andy Dalgleish says, thanks for a brilliant show, Richard. What a great way to end the week. At the brilliant members ringing in. It's so funny. So pleased. If you'd like more impromptu shows, let me know and I will improve what we do. Oh, hang on. We have another caller coming in here just to say, in the last few minutes of the show, hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm very good. It's the lovely...
Hello, everybody. Are we all well?
We are all well. It's lovely. Robert Croser there on a bit of Wi-Fi connection on WhatsApp. How is it going up in Cumbria?
That's correct, isn't it? Oh, it's bloody cold up here, Richard. My God.
You need
a barnacles of a brass dinghy.
You need an Essie.
Oh, Kevin, how's it going, sir? Yeah, off the Essie. Yeah, my God.
You need a...
I'm standing by the raging sound crowd, mate. It's terrible up here.
You're standing by the what?
The range.
Oh, have you got a range?
Oh, yes. Rather there, dear boy, yes.
I've got several. I've got a range of them.
You're on fire tonight, Richard.
Oh, well...
You're on fire. I can't match you tonight, my friend.
No, that's because I've been...
Isn't it?
Isn't... You can't ring up and just do impressions of the other listeners. That's not fair.
No, I'm sorry, Richard. I'll do an impression of you, shall I?
Yeah, do an impression of me. That would be fun.
No, I can't really do one of you, but hello, Rick. Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining. Oh, no, that's Henry, isn't it? Bless him.
Yeah, it's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. I don't know.
It's the audio... It's the audio diary of my...
Linda Kane has just made the observation that it's only men who are ringing in this evening. It's a man-only show tonight.
Where's the lovely Linda when
Yeah.
she should ring?
Linda
She's
Kane.
got a very sultry voice. Yes, hello, Linda.
I want Linda Kane in the studio.
I want Linda Kane in the studio. Or on the studio.
Yes.
Hello, Linda.
Oh dear.
Ding dong.
Well, I'm hoping that we can come up north next year when it gets warmer. There's no point coming up in the cold.
Oh God, no, don't, no.
But I am
It's
enjoying.
Irish chapping you'll drink to do.
I'm enjoying your pictures and your videos, so keep them up, Robert.
Yes, I'll keep the northern end up. Don't worry, Richard.
That's good. Good man. Good man. Well, I've got to go because we're ending the show now. So thank you so much for calling.
It's that bloody Mark talking too long, isn't it?
That's right. Had too many customers.
See you soon, pal.
Take care.
Yes.
Thanks for calling.
What's up?
There we go. That was. Please rate the quality of the call with WhatsApp. I haven't got time to do that. We're too busy ending the show. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I hope it's giving you a bit of cheer. I needed to cheer myself up, ladies and gentlemen, because to be honest with you, I'm on my own tonight. My lovely children are all going out, leaving me here on my Todd in the cold. So I'm going to snuggle up with a nice, cheery book that I've got called. It's called The Labour Party and the Gulag, and it's all about the Labour Party in the 1920s and how they tried to cover up the terrible things that were going on in Russia in the 1920s and 1930s when all these poor farmers were being shot or taken away into extremely terrible conditions during the communism era of Russia. Where millions and millions of people were dying. Something cheerful to read on a Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't realise quite how grim and how awful and how it does actually, you read it and you hear about what's happened to real people nearly 100 years ago, what was going on in the name of communism. And you just weep. You just cannot help but think of these poor sods and the treatment that they were meted out. So that's what I'm reading at the moment. You know, something bright and cheerful, which is rather nice. On the next show, I'd love to know what books you recommend, what you're reading, and maybe what films you're watching. But we won't worry about that for now. Great impromptu show, Richard. Good night, everyone. Sorry if I didn't read your comments out. Do keep trying. It's lovely to get them. I appreciate it all. But I've got to go now, ladies and gentlemen, because we're coming up to the end of the show. But we may be back on Monday. Who knows? Maybe back on Monday. Definitely a Wednesday show. This Sunday, I'm doing a talk for some senior people, senior citizens in Worthing somewhere. Doing a talk, entertaining them. Try and get some of them onto the Vobes show would be fun. So that's something coming up. Tomorrow, tune in, and we are looking for the Preston Twins. But in the meantime, take care. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great. Thanks to the webcam behind the scenes. We'll have a different behind the scenes next time. And all that kind of nonsense. So from me, on the Vobes show, take care, everyone. Pressing the buttons now. I'm trying to find where it is. I've been Richard Vobes. You haven't. And goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.